And you can slide sideways and fire while you're sliding into a cover. That's brilliant. I love this.
Alright, so...
I don't want to crush walls. I'm going through the back door.
So yeah, this area, basically all the ground between the main temple building and the little temple buildings is much cleaner and easier to drive through.
Which makes sense.
There's no rocks and like a ridiculous number of brick walls or anything like that.
Yeah. Which only obscure the view. That's it. That's all it does. What's interesting is which of these buildings are destructible, if they're all destructible.
So you could stop here, like this would be an effective, I don't know, possible early shot if anybody trying to climb up the ramp. Of course, you're open to getting shot from where you are, like, or a little bit behind, you know, from in front.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know that there's nobody in front, you can shoot anybody
you can actually
driving up the ramp. Yeah.
Oh, I see. That option does not exist on the other side. From here is no way to shoot into the ravine.
You can't
the approach.
You can't shoot the ramp, really? Huh.
Well, I can shoot the ramp, yeah, but only a very, very small portion of it.
So it's limited. Well, the other side is limited too. I wonder. I'm gonna check something here. I'm wondering if I can get up on this ridge. I think I can. Yes, I can.
The ridge itself, though, is a good spot.
The
bridge itself is a good spot because you can actually look into the base from
I
here.
like this. I like this. I like this. I mean, using the tree camera rating is probably like only 10 or 12%, but I can see the low ravine and the high approach. I think I should be able to see through some of the trees there. You got to start further north.
I see.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of those trees are blocking the south spawn approach into the temple area. Obviously they did that on purpose, so it's harder for them to spot. That's still viable, I guess. I like this position better than this position over here for spotting the lower ravine. Early, anyway. Where was it over here? Yeah, this bush right here. I guess they're just different. You're just using different sharper angles for progression. Okay. Alright, enough of that. Let's look at the bridge. So it's the exact same model, the three archway.
Ah, interesting. There's a rock here that you can use for cover. That's nice.
For people that are trying to flank from the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder... Oh yes, you can go hold down on the bridge. Yep.
Ouch.
People will be doing this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this will definitely be right here. An exchange of shots, and I'm sure the other area is mirrored. Tanks, like, well, low enough tanks, like aka Russian mediums or something. See, shooting into that gap right there where I'm looking. And I think it works from the other side too, right?
I'm not sure.
Not as well, but you can kind of.
Well, it works for that gap, yeah.
I don't know, you're kind of showing your... I don't know, maybe... Yep.
Yeah.
I think...
Slope is a little bit trickier, though.
Mm-hmm.
You need some gun depression to do that.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot, though.
Let me see if that spot here is good for that.
Oh. Am I gonna kill all the totems? That's funny. Do you see the sense of humor that Wargaming did here? They put all the totems in one spot here. funny. Okay, so this ramp, this whole section, I don't know how this is gonna work with fighting in the temple area. If it's gonna be like an exchange of shots area, or people are just gonna use it to get from point A to point B and flank, you know?
I believe the whole temple area is kind of a bottleneck. It's kind of hard to shoot into the temple area from any other area.
Mm.
You have several approach ways, but
Well, they definitely widened the entire temple fighting area overall.
Yeah.
It's much wider area.
yeah, and it will be a much more interesting area to fight in. That's for sure.
There's and the
cover here.
overall elevation, yeah, it's not as
Yeah,
there we go.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I have ridiculous amounts of ping.
Oh,
One
that's
uno
interesting here.
uno momento. I have 99999999999 ping. Okay. Now I have 200 and something ping. Holy cow! So this is what
Maybe we should try and use the
No, it's
the
okay.
server too.
Well, it was.
Look at this little area here.
Yeah, actually, I
Bush
think.
galore. The last
Yeah,
line of defense.
you can get shot from the middle, though. Yeah, that would be a tank with like I don't know. Only a few tanks would be able to use that spot effectively, and you would definitely have to have support from the middle.
Oh, the sliding is real.
So boosting is much more difficult now. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So now,
However,
now
this
the
is nice here. This is nice here. This elevation. You can actually look into the center area and up to the north. In case you win the south and lose the north, you have a great place here to get long-range shots.
oh, you got really good shots into the D line.
Yep. Brilliant. And
So-
you can also shoot here in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
From here, if
so-
somebody's already in the base.
So basically, they took away some sniper positions and gave back other ones. I gotta look at the north spawn approach into the bridge temple area again real quick. So the north spawn only has basically one gap in their approach, the outer approach into the temple. The south had two gaps. So it's a shorter slope.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. There is two. Okay. And you can't get into
Actually-
the castle area. We're gonna go over here just to prove it for posterity's sake. Probably could get in there if you had enough boosters.
I don't think so. You cannot even get the angle of your tank. from-
Yeah, if you used something to wedge you to get your tank tilted, you could maybe do it. I'm sure people are gonna try. It'd be worth trying. It'd be kind of fun to get in there.
I'm pretty sure it's not possible. And don't forget, with the new physics, your tank can tip over.
Which might help the. I mean, yeah, your tank can tip over and you'll die. But if you can tip it in such a way to angle it to get started, then it might work. What's the fighting area look like here underneath the bridge? So obviously, people will use these pillars to side scrape on and fight.
I don't really like. You have this rock here, this big rock that I'm just at. You will see me in a second, like here. Yeah, this rock for the south spawn, and on the other side you see another rock which is much smaller though. but that can also be used.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be some nice fights going on here under the bridge.
I'm pretty sure there'll be some fighting going on here for sure.
Oh, I see. To make up for the size of this rock, they actually put a little cutout here on this side.
Is there an equivalent position on the other side? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Right here.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, right
Well,
here.
that could make for some good brawls.
So there's basically 3 different avenues, main avenues on this corner to fight in now.
Personally, I think that they did a good job on the changes. Overall. There are
Yet
some
to
minor
see.
things that are not so perfect, but overall it's better, I think.
Mm-hmm. Let's drive to Echo 6, and I'll be switching my screenshot.
Okay.
So, yeah, look at just this overall theme.
This area here too. It's
Yeah,
changed.
well, there was the slope, but they made it easier to get up on. See, there's, you notice the overall theme here? They're making it easier to drive around.
Probably.
Yeah, okay, now we can go back over to F5 again.
This is nice here too.
Oh, you can still get up there, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take a look at that in a second. Gosh, there's so many potential cool spots to be if you could boost your way into them.
Which is much harder now with the new physics. Again.
So this cutout is the same. This rock is the same, although you see what they did. There's actually no there's no gap in between this bush like before. So that you could actually use this if you approach to it is correct. Like before, you remember that there was a gap to the left and the right of the bush, and unless there was like only one enemy and you kept the bush in between him, you would get spotted going into the bush because there was just that space in between it.
And I like the fact that they added this hard cover here.
I think that rock was there.
Not the elevation here though. This little
that
rock here, this big one.
The knoll. Yeah, I think the knoll was there. I'm looking at the screenshot. It was there. They might have made it taller. I'm not sure.
And it's a little bit wider here, I think too.
Yeah, they made it bigger.
And this one here. I think this one was also not here.
Yeah, they changed the terrain around the castle a lot.
And here. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool spot here. Try getting in there.
Yeah, well,
That's some. Oh.
So a medium spot,
Mm-hmm.
or a short heavy, like a T110E5 or something, could hide there. So we covered all that area. Switch back.
Oh, look at this little bush here. Potential scouting?
I'm not sure what you'd be trying to spot, though. Like,
Oh, the center crossing here.
oh, from the south side. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. The if you win the hill and you've cleared out the J line, I don't know. Like, it would work if all the enemies were like here, you know, and you didn't have anything to your left, because you wouldn't be able to sneak into that bush if there was anyone in this village cluster right here. Alright, I need to go to Echo 6 and look at the lane over here and see if it's any different. This lane here. Oh yeah, it is. A little bit. This used to be just a little bit. Actually, probably right where this road is. I don't know. Let me... Oh, it's pretty much the same. I'm looking at the
One thing I can
screenshot.
tell you though,
This lane right
Wargaming
here.
likes its totems.
For this map, they like them. So yeah, like looking south into this lane, pretty much it's unchanged. Okay, so we're going to be looking down the D line from the east. See if it's changed. Oh yeah, it's changed a little bit. That little knoll there is new. That little knoll. With the rock right next to it.
Some hard cover.
So you can actually play double angles here. Like you could have one guy here and then another guy right there. And if anybody's trying to push that lane, you can play two angles versus one. I don't think this bush would work. It's just too low. Why don't you? Can you go over to Echo 4 and see if you can spot me? Go around the corner and then wait for the spot to drop. I'll let you know when you're not spotted. Okay, you're not spotted.
I see you immediately.
Yeah, so this bush doesn't really work for camo. I figured. It was just too small. This is all a lot cleaner. Like this entire, from this mini temple area all the way to this gap right here. It's a lot easier to drive around in. Oh, and they added some terrain here.
All down opportunities.
Progression opportunity.
Oh, I like this. Good spot here.
Although you would probably never use this spot unless a flank has fallen or you're attacking or assaulting the flank, you know. You would never use that spot otherwise, I don't think. Okay, we get to look at the hill now. The North Spawn Hill. Which you used to be able to use to snipe into the temple area. If the South Spawn had won the temple area and you were shooting them as they were coming down off the hill, you used to be able to get up here. Oh, you still can, kind of. It's not as passable, though. The hill is bigger overall, taller. And of course the entire part that is impassable you can't use anymore. I don't know. It still has the same practical effect though. Like a tank with good gun depression, you'd get spotted peeking coming up over this ridge because the any tank with good enough view range would spot you driving over here to shoot. But if they're distracted or aiming somewhere else, you can still effectively use the same position to shoot them coming back down. Maybe here would be better. Right here on the gentler side of the slope. And then you can use the well, not knock over the tree obviously, but and then shoot them as they're coming off the hill, like here.
Well, with a little bit gun depression, you can actually use this push here. Like 2-3 degrees more gun depression.
Oh, it's a lot gentler slope. Yeah, see this. You used to be able to climb over the top of all the hill, and now you can only do like a third of it. All right, summarizing.
Of course, I have less scout priority, but overall, I think you have a lot of opportunities here for all tank types. Tank destroyers get some good long-range shooting here. The scouts have some interesting bushes and corners that they can go to.
Overall,
A little bit better than before.
yeah. See,
Heavies have side-scraping opportunities and brawling opportunities. But it's overall pretty good.
like overall, the theme that I'm getting from this is that they were trying to make it easier to transition from one to to progress from one position to the other. Like maybe logistically speaking, as far as just being able to drive easier from one spot to the other. They kind of made the temple area its own brawling area. It doesn't really interact with the the H4 area and the D7 area as much as it used to anymore. Of course, if you win the hill and then you're defending, of course, but basically people are able to fight freely without getting shot from the other flank, unless they win it and they're coming off of it.
What they achieved, though, for sure, is that heavy tanks have now two options where to go to. Because the temple area is now, and under the bridge, is for sure an area that heavies can use.
It's like
You're not limited anymore to that top left corner.
well, there's basically 4 lanes now up here, and this entire area is basically isolated from the rest of the map, more or less, until after you win it. So there's the ramp to the bridge on both sides. That's one lane. There's the draw ravine going under the bridge. That's another lane. There's this lane here that we're on the inside temple area to fight and engage. And then there's the outside part of the temple area that you can engage. So it's basically 4 avenues.
So what is destructible?
All these buildings are
think
destructible, except for the main temple, of course, on the brick mounting.
Oh, you tried that out already?
I didn't try it, but I'm assuming. Yeah,
I
because they're the same models that they had before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all destructible.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if the long-range shots. I think they've decreased overall, but not by a lot, because while they nerfed some of the previous sniper positions and long-range vision, they've created others, directly or indirectly, like this one that you were pointing out. So, actually, and this spot will be actually extremely powerful in shooting into, if the enemy, look at this, if the enemy team doesn't put anyone onto the ramp, you could probably shoot from this position into the low area of the bridge without getting spotted.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Nice. Yeah. Like right here where I am, you have a bush down there, I think? Or is it a tree?
Yeah, the trees.
It's several trees.
It's the line of trees on the ridge right here, yeah.
Yeah. When the gun elevation is good enough, though. Need some gun elevation, or you need to stand sideways. Yeah, sideways is perfect.
So yeah, I guess the overall changes are better, quote unquote, but how much better will be yet to be determined, because a lot of it feels not necessarily better, just different. So, or I should say some of it feels not better, but just different. Some of it does feel better. But we'll just have to wait and see how the meta changes. I think a lot more people will come down here to the southeast corner than before.
Just to see how it is, and then they will probably like it.
So, I think actually controlling this point will be key to winning the temple. Because then if you have this, then you can just come around and drive up that slope there and flank them.
I like that they added different angles. You know, it's possible to pincer people in the temple area.
Yeah, when there's
Now,
just not two outside approaches into it, and then that's it.
yeah, it is possible to approach from different angles. That's really good.
I honestly think that this temple area would be a much more fun place for heavies to go to than the northwest corner, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. They're fighting around the temple. I see that this can be a lot of fun.
Of course, Artie's going to have more shots now because of it, though.
Well, I think that the main temple in the middle gives enough cover for like 10 heavies.
Well,
They can all sit
you can get hit by Artie right now.
Well, it's the nature of Artie that it can hit by it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The main temple, by the way, is not destructible.
Yeah. The overall meta, it's going to be weird. One possible negative thing that I think might come out of this is because they widened all the fighting areas so much. The interaction between flanks might dramatically decrease, and so you'll have a bunch of little micro battles going on, and you won't be able to like multitask, assist other flanks, and fighting on your own, kind of like in Prokhorovka, with the six line and the hill. I don't think there will be as much of that going on anymore. Not that there was a lot of it going on in the old version of this map anyway, but...
True.
So that's one possible negative thing where maybe the fighting areas are too isolated from one another. We'll have to tell in time.